दिस मार्केट हैज नॉट बॉटम्ड। मैं बहुत लोगों को ये बोलते हुए सुन रहा हूं कि निफ्टी का पी बिलो हिस्टोरिकल एवरेज हो गया है, सो वी शुड बी बाइंग हियर। दैट इज नॉट true, and I'm going to show you how. This is the Nifty ka PE ratio chart for the past 20 years or so, and if you notice, it is rarely at the average. Abhi humne average ko barely beat kiya hai, right? And whenever it moves like a pendulum. So जब 2020 के बाद it went up to 41, उस वक्त 30 पे भी तो ये expensive लगा था, right? Why didn't it stop there? Similarly, 2008-9 के crisis में यहाँ पे भी तो ये 19 पे आया था, but it still fell further from there. So when someone says that Nifty 20 पे आने पे cheap हो गया है and it will recover from here, that has only been true for the past 4-5 years. And the past 4-5 years were a secular bull run. That's over now. The Fed is raising rates. India के पास liquidity नहीं बची है. So we're no longer in a secular bull run. This is going to change. Our PE is going to drop further. And that is only the first reason. The second fact is that अभी तक जो हमने देखा है, that was simply a PE contraction. जहाँ हम 30 के PE से 25 के PE से वापस 2019 पे आए हैं. More important than that is the earnings contraction. So Nifty की earnings हमेशा grow नहीं करती. Just like the stock market moves up and down, Nifty की earnings also fluctuate. And to prove that, this is the Nifty का PE ratio versus the EPS का chart. And if you notice, ये भी straight line में move नहीं कर रहा है. We've had earnings contractions. यहाँ 2008 में हुआ था, 2014 में हुआ था, 2020 में तो obviously हुआ था. And for the past 5 years, we haven't seen anything like that happen. हमारी earnings have just been going up, or maybe for some time they remain stagnant. That is not how the market works, right? Nifty 50 की companies की भी earnings contract करेंगी because हम एक cycle की end पे आ रहे हैं. जब तक वो कंट्रैक्शन नहीं दिखता यहाँ पर एंड उससे आने वाला फॉल नहीं दिखता हमें निफ्टी में, तब तक टू से दैट निफ्टी हैज बॉटम्ड आउट इज अ फूल्स गेम. सो नो मैटर हु इज टेलिंग यू दैट निफ्टी हैज बॉटम्ड आउट एट 22,000, दैट्स जस्ट नॉट ट्रू. वी माइट सी अ रन अप फ्रॉम हियर 22,800, 23,000, उससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं जाने वाला है निफ्टी. Maybe 23,500, let's say, but that's not something that you can invest for, right? ये 5% अगर आप invest करोगे, फिर से जैसे आप फंसे थे पहले, अभी दोबारा फंस जाओगे. Which is why I'm making this video, and I'm so angry about it that everyone in the media is again talking about how yes, this is it, we're recovering now, bottom बन गया है and what not. That is so not true. Why is no one talking about earnings revision? It's very clear that अभी तक हमारी earnings contract ही नहीं की है, तो जब तक वो नहीं होता, Nifty will not bottom out. No fund manager is saying that, no news channel is saying that, no influencer is saying that. I don't understand why. And a more important reason why the market has not found a bottom is that the US is most likely now going into a recession. I'm sure most of you have already heard of this, but Atlanta Fed करके एक organization है US में that comes up with predictions for their GDP growth. And उन्होंने अभी prediction दिया है कि US की जो GDP है वो first quarter 2025 में by 1.5% contract करेगी. This has only happened for the third time in the last 10 years or so, right? First was COVID, second was 2021, and now it's happening. Remember, US का market hasn't fallen, it's still near its all-time highs, right? पिछली बार जब अटलांटा फेड ने ये किया था तो यूएस का नैस्डैक 30% गिरा था. नैस्डैक अभी भी ऑल टाइम हाइज के पास में ही है. सो यूएस का जो फॉल है वो तो हमने प्राइस इन किया ही नहीं है. हमारे आईटी स्टॉक्स भी अभी तक जो गिरे हैं, दैट वाज अगेन अ पीई रिविजन. उनकी अर्निंग्स चेंज होगी ये कोई नहीं सोच रहा अभी तक. मे बी 10% फैक्टर इन हुआ है कि यूएस में भी शायद स्लो डाउन आ जाए, बट अ रियल स्लो डाउन इन द यूएस मीन्स मोस्ट आईटी स्टॉक्स हाफ फ्रॉम हियर, एटलीस्ट द मिड कैप आईटी स्टॉक्स. सो हाउ इज निफ्टी गोइंग टू गो बैक टू 26,000 अगर आईटी नहीं रेज कर रहा? Think about banks now, right? Banks are in a liquidity crunch right now. RBI को इतने steps लेने पड़ रहे हैं to make sure that the banks don't run out of liquidity. And we are saying that banks are a good buy. Every major news channel, every pundit is saying that banks are a very good buy, that banks are very cheap. When we know that RBI एक liquidity crunch को solve करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. How does that work? When there is an industry that you know is going through some trouble, that is when you're saying that the industry is a good buy. It doesn't add up to me. If it adds up to you, tell me where I'm understanding this wrong. But this time I'm actually angry that none of the so-called experts are coming out and really calling this for what it is. There is a lot of trouble in the market. Nobody's talking about it, saying this is just FII selling, FII selling. FII तो 3 साल से बेच रहे हैं. Right, this isn't the beginning. हमारा market 22,000 से 26,000 पहुंच गया while the FIIs were selling. Now it has fallen by 15% when the FIIs are selling again. So what has changed? You're saying valuations were high. Valuations तो बहुत टाइम से high है. It's not like हमने अभी 25 का वैल्यू हिट किया, राइट? पीई पे हम तो बहुत टाइम से 4 साल से उसी पे ट्रेड कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाई आर वी फॉलिंग नाउ? बिकॉज एवरीवन कैन सी that there is a big problem brewing, but nobody really wants to talk about it. I warned about this a year back, and I told you that after the Fed cuts rates, You should be booking profits. I'm booking profits. And I'm telling you again, this is not the bottom. There is much more trouble ahead than is in the rearview mirror. We're not close to a bottom. We haven't managed to take the froth out. Nothing has changed. Nifty is not in a good position. And I'm here. My channel is here. We'll talk again in 6 months and see if I'm right or wrong.